the Urgot that's coming for him. So it'll be I think all in potential if red side gets their all in right, they can win the team fight. But I think the kiting of blue side does give them a little bit of advantage because Tristana can jump out of Jarvan
Yep,
if
yep,
she.
yep.
Well, here we go. Looks like they may be looking for that early invade that you're looking for.
We better. Mundo's surrounded right now. Oh, but blue team is surrounded now with three in the jungle. They are onto the Draven, but
on Tristana by himself.
oh no, Draven needs to flash over.
Oh, Draven is set to flash out. That's the wrong way. Mundo takes the body blocks it, saved the Draven, and now
Everyone's just on the wrong
flank
side.
on counterflank.
Oh.
Lee Sin with first blood on Draven.
And it's still going. This is crazy. Everyone's just spread out. There's a Tristana that's caught up. This is Rhino on Jarvan goes down. Tristana goes down. Exhaust.
Tristana and Jarvan both fight the dust. Urgot
Ooh.
out.
And that's a 2-for-1 in favor of blue team. Oh, up! I take it back. Is it 3? No, it's not 3-for-1. Flash is blown.
Well, you were looking for an exciting start to this one. This is definitely a Lola community.
Oh man, I wish I could like look back and like do that in slow motion because those things going on like all the way up and down that river into mid lane.
I keep track of all the skirmishes. You're right. There were like 3 fights going on at once. That was crazy.
Yep. So interesting. Lee Sin does not get a leash, but he's able to clear it just fine, especially using his smite. While Jarvan does get the leash, but I think is leaving his buff later than Lee Sin. Jarvan had to go back. Lee Sin did not, just by chucking a potion going into his jungle. So Lee Sin might get to his first gank quicker than Jarvan, or should, depending on what lanes are gankable.
Right.
I think I'd focus on the mid lane gank, just because you have. If I were Lee Sin, I would focus on the mid lane because you have the Xerath stun.
Absolutely. A slow immobile champion like Xerath, once he pushes out a little, is a prime target for example. As a terrible jungle, I know that even I can heal the Xerath.
A lot of damage going on with that Ziggs in that trade.
Ooh. Oh, Draven hits hard in those axes.
Yeah. See, I think this lane is going to be won by the supports, I think. Ooh, nice stun hits again. Oh no, but Xerath runs through that whole minefield.
Minefield is no joke.
Oh! The hook misses. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, so much damage! Oh, Triss didn't have heal, barely survives.
Can I ask you a question? Almost killed it.
Oh!
Lee Sin takes advantage, like you said, the early gank from Lee Sin comes right on time.
Yeah. Jarvan is in the enemy jungle. I think, I don't know what he's doing there actually. I'm looking at dive at Xerath. Probably a little too early.
Mundo's falling big behind on farming this so he got pushed under his turret.
Yeah, Draven just destroying this lane. We also have Triss getting the cull first, so that means she's just not going to really have much combat stats early on.
Right.
Just wanted to farm it up.
Yeah, Draven's trading potential early is pretty nasty.
Yeah, you just don't really trade with him.
Yeah.
Unless he drops his axes. With Jarvan here in the mid lane. In the flash, flag, and drag. Oh, cancels 2 auto attacks though. Gets stunned, takes turret hit, and of course flashes the emote. So, yeah.
So in essence, he won that trade.
yeah. He came out. He wanted to show his presence. You know, that's sometimes more important than kills.
Say what's up, my dude. I'm here in the lane.
It sounds like Rhino.
That's right.
Alright, so we have a teleport.
I can do the Rhino impression.
We got a teleport coming from Xerath back into the mid lane. And
Once Mundo gets some armor, he's gonna have a tough time until then. Though it's pretty tough against Urgot early game.
yeah, Urgot actually gets
Even
the
though
call
he
too.
can- Oh, good point.
But he's dominating lane early, so might as well, I guess. It looks like he's just looking to farm, maybe. Ooh, the stun hits onto Ziggs again. I'm seeing a lot of those stuns landing. I don't know how biased directed camera is, but yeah, I haven't seen one miss, I don't think.
Yeah, he is hitting a pretty good rate of those. It's real tough to dodge those stuns without your boots.
Yes.
It's got a larger hitbox than you think.
Mundo just getting poked up by the Urgot over and over again. Draven catching axes, farming just fine. With a 42 to 25 farm lead. That is brutal. Zillion must be zoning out pretty well with his bombs.
Yeah, with between the bombs, like the bombs zoning you off and the axes, it's pretty tough early game for these two.
Yeah, we're seeing Tristan having a little bit of trouble. Oh,
But Jarvan is here for the counter.
oh
Nice.
too deep, Lee Sin! Oh, but Lee Sin gets out.
Oh, big damage by Tristana. Oh my. Take out.
Exhaust. Lee Sin Q hits, but the stopwatch.
I think this is gonna go down. Jarvan's down, and so is Draven. Maybe.
Oh, Draven's. Oh, don't stand next to the bomb!
He came to the bomb, almost gave Tristana another double.
Yeah, that's some AoE damage. You gotta be
Wow.
careful.
That was close.
Really successful game
Good
from
thing
that
for
Lee Sin.
Draven. Oh, phew.
Ah! But quick on the emote button.
Classic Lee Sin mixed. Supposed to be on my team somehow right now. Okay, getting an early dragon from Blue. That turns out to be a very profitable game down bot lane. Should be down before anyone can get to free dragon. I don't know why it was set right there.
Dragon just does that. I don't know what's up with it. So yeah, Mundo being zoned off a farm as well, with Urgot up about 20 CS. So it's kind of yeah, interesting, as Urgot's kind of trying to make up for the lacking farm on the Tristana. That being said, Tristana's probably not that far behind anymore, or she might be ahead actually with two kills.
Yeah, if she's down, what, 20, 22 farm, and takes about 15 kills to equal a kill, or 15 minions to equal a kill, so she's caught up now. As far as gold goes. Good thing Draven did survive though, so he does have his axe stack.
Yes, he does have his stacks. Most important thing to a Draven player. The thing to make him basically like just tunnel on things.
They love them stack.
So we do see both junglers on the top side. It looks like Lee Sin's handing off the blue to Xerath, so Ziggs is not going to enjoy that whatsoever.
Oh, Mundo popped his ult, so we'll be going in here.
Interesting.
See how deep they go.
Oh, but there's a Lee Sin here.
Nice.
Following up with a ton of damage, getting one kill. Mundo pops his ult.
Gotta get out. His ult was popped.
Ah, he gets away though!
Finish him.
Worm. Oh my god, he hits it!
Trades the kill. So they trade 2 for 2 bot lane. Almost take Ziggs.
Oh my god! And Nautilus lives! Holy moly, so spicy. So spicy right now. A lot of things happening on this whole map. Yeah, Mundo got that kill on that Lee Sin with the briefcase and the tower shot.
Yep. Good thing they both hit their skill shots. Both of those skill shots we need to get the kills. Meanwhile, bot lane finishes off first turret.
Mid lane.
Or mid lane finishes off first turret. Right of the arcane. That artillery comes. That long range artillery from right of the arcane right there.
Lee Sin goes in on 2.
Well, I think he was baiting them out because he knows he can get away.
Tristana's here.
They're getting
Nautilus is
collapsed
here.
pretty hard. Nautilus and Xerath.
Oh, and Xerath.
Completely surrounded. Looks like Draven's gonna try and get killed with these guys.
Oh,
The depth charge pops him up. Everyone's shielded. Everyone's got him.
oh my god! She was
Xerath
good.
gets it with the auto attack. Xerath's most powerful attack to finish us off.
But everyone on red team besides Mundo is back in the bot lane, trying to roam fast enough but couldn't get there. Well, blue team is backing. I
Blue
don't
team's
think.
doing a really good job on their rotation. With bot lane heading up to mid to get when they saw a chance for that turret. Comes immediately down, collapses on the Draven, takes him out. Good roaming.
Yeah, really good stuff by blue team. I think they're just always a little bit ahead of what red team's trying to do. So red team's always on their back heels trying to respond to the situation that blue team has created.
Right. One thing that is one thing that when you have Zillion.
Oh no, he didn't get over the wall.
Oh, this is rough. Got hit with the stun.
Oh, just caught out at the wrong time. Didn't have vision. Lee Sin happened to find the Jarvan sneaking in dangerously without any support, and yeah, unfortunately goes down.
Yep, stun and done, and looks like he may be getting dive here top lane now.
Yeah, Mundo did pop his ult. Regain some health. Oh, but
Draven was coming up here though.
with the Zillion speed boost.
They got him. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you have a real good advantage. Oh, Lee Sin gets the insect, dare I say? Nice one.
Yeah, finished off by the Zera.
For the alley-oop. Looks like they're gonna turn around the Nautilus catches. Oh, yep, they got him. Oh, but he ulted himself. Julian's still up. Mundo. This fight is very extended.
Jarvan ult.
Jarvan ult that doesn't get it, but
Ooh!
3x behind the ult that takes the stun. He's gone. Julian with the speed boost though, he should be a...
Oh no, he stepped back toward that bush.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a death of him though. Oh! He's trying to sneak a Q in there, but he doesn't get it off. It's not in range. Yeah, that was yeah, that was pretty spicy.
That was a pretty extended fight.
Yeah, that is where you actually see the gold lead coming into play right there. I think both team had advantages at one point in time, but I think this blue team just had enough more damage and more just stats to win that one easily.
Yeah. Well, how do you know when you should like back out of one of those fights? Because you saw Red have the advantage for a little bit. They killed the Urgot, and then they were wandering down the river. But then Nautilus and Tristana were able to turn it back around on them and start that whole thing kind of sideways for Red again.
Yeah.
So, when would you have just gotten the Urgot kill and then backed off, or what would you have done?
Yeah, for the most part, I think what's going to happen if we just look at it very black and white as Draven tries to get out of this one is that if you are... Oh god. Oh, there's Urgot ult. Now I can start thinking again. I was so distracted.
Those Urgot, the Urgot ult can be real surprising. You don't realize that you're at 25%, and all of a sudden you're like, you don't realize it until you got ult.
Yeah, I think just the easiest way to do it is like you look at the kills, right? Because the kills probably represent the gold lead, especially when it's this big of a gap. So when you're just outnumbered, like you're probably gonna lose that fight. Again, I'm looking at this very black and white. There's other ways. There's other ways you can find an advantage. Like if they only have their support there, or they don't have their damage with them, while you have all your damage. So I think what happened was, especially once the Zillion got caught out, and even though he revived himself, what does that mean when he's surrounded by 3 people? You don't have the advantage there, and you just leave him because if you're down, you want to find the unfair fight. You don't want to take a 5v5. You don't want to take a 2v2. You want to find something that you have an advantage, whether it's vision, picks, champion matchups, whatever. And there, it pretty much wasn't, as kind of everyone was there. Although they did find little skirmishes there where people were kind of outnumbered all across the river.
I thought they had the advantage a couple times on a couple of those skirmishes, but once they also had a couple of chances to get out after. And Lee Sin hitting his Q in that Q's again. He's on point with it right now.
Urgot's low though.
Urgot was low. I thought he was gonna ult the Mundo, but his ult is not up. So
Ziggs did manage to stay alive, or not Ziggs. Who was in the bot lane with Zillion? Was it Draven? I don't remember. Someone survived. That died from the Lee
it's like
Sin.
Ziggs and Mundo. Ziggs can take down a tower pretty well. Also. So got mid tower out of the way. So red team actually up in towers, and if they get this Rift Herald, they are actually up in objective. No, they're down 2 dragons.
Yeah, red needs to find. They're not too far behind. The gold lead is.
But if they're caught behind out in here, Mundo is caught without his ult.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Big to get behind. And this is a free Rift Herald.
Oh, he does flash over. That Rift Herald is definitely going to push blue team's advantage. Unless they aren't able to use it in a favorable spot or
Who
favorable
picked
time.
up that Rift Herald? So Urgot picked it up. We'll see where he goes next. See what they're going for. Probably don't need to drop in the Tristana lane because she's basically an ADC version of a Rift Herald. Now
Oh, Jarvan goes in trying to do a lot of the damage, but was poked out way too much, and blue team had reinforcements there. Rift Herald doesn't get dropped bot or mid.
Nothing real annoying when you fight a Xerath, how they can, if they're smart enough to drop an ult, or not an ult, but the stun on top of themselves, and you stick you with that as you come in on them.
Uh-oh, Lee Sin goes down. Trying to get fancy, trying to get that Draven. Draven is low, just continually fighting it. Does use the heal, flashed over the wall.
Flash, nice flash, finish off. Ducks down there. See if you can blast through the Urgot, and he does. Urgot just had his ult. Just got his ult up now. He could have maybe finished that off if he had it. Oh
my
Mundo
god!
with the help! Keeps it up. Good job. That Mundo ult.
Jarvan is back. Can he save the Jarvan? No, he cannot. And we have a jungler lower health than a support, but it looks like he will still probably get this one. Lee Sin is coming in for a reinforce. Oh, Xerath's teleporting in.
They got him.
Boom. Down. And
Not quite in time.
yeah.
And they say not today, brother.
Not today.
So what's our next, what would you say is next objective for Red to take this from getting too out of hand?
Red team needs to clear vision and set vision. You can see on the top side there's a lot of blue wards there. I would be definitely watching the side lanes as blue team. It would be easier to take one of those side turrets instead of the inner turrets versus the inhibitor turret. That being said, a lot of people like to group mid. Not always the best decision. So I would make sure that you...
Whoa! Let's not get personal here, buddy. That's my favorite way to go. Yeah, I would say you're right. We definitely need some red vision on Baron.
But blue team is clearing all the vision that they're putting down. Draven is frontlining, which is a little scary. Mundo has found a few extra blue members. So I don't know if... Actually, red should find a fight here. Urgot is bot lane. They need to find a fight.
He does
Since
not
they'll
have
have the
teleport,
numbers.
so this is a real good time to go.
Really, really good time. Mundo should have been sent bot lane to deal with that Urgot so he could teleport up. Draven ult coming down to help clear that
maybe
wave.
Trying to pick off the Urgot actually though. Return back to mid. So it looks like maybe they're setting up the dragon.
Yeah, so the big thing that red team has, they're lacking is initiation.
Caught out, but he does have his ult, so it will be hard to kill. Got a little backup.
Yeah, Draven's not there though.
Draven's not there. They say dunk, but besides, it's actually going to dunk the Jarvan.
Yeah, that was poor communication by red team. You know, red team is supposed to be the one that's looking for the picks. and looking for the fight. Blue team is the one that's supposed to be, or I'm sorry, blue team is the one looking for the fights, and red team is just not ready for it, as they got a lot of vision down, but didn't use it to their best ability.
Yeah, I think the problem is they haven't been able to use their ults like the Jarvan ult and the Zillion ult and the Ziggs ult. You notice they haven't really been able to use them proactively as the start of the fight. They've been using them to kind of like react to the fight that's being brought on top of them.
Yep.
And then and then not in a coordinated way. Like Jarvan's had to use his ult to try and heal someone or in the back line instead of starting the fight and get on top of them.
Yep.
He's
So
using it in his own back line. So, and I think you're right. Like vision is probably a big part of that because they have a lot of there was a lot of blue vision in the red side jungle.
Oh no, Mundo tried to hit the blast cone.
Out, but he was able to get out. See if the Lee Sin can kill a Mundo.
Yeah, he might not be able to with Draven's back up there, but just get out.
An Urgot also can take care of has Lee Sin able to take care of Mundo.
Yeah. Oh, Xerath caught out
Almost
there.
got Xerath
Flashes.
out.
Yeah, we're seeing red team just not on the same page. You know, Mundo was kind of in there a little bit too deep. He is Mundo, so he kind of got away, but it was kind of a close call. And if blue team found a better pick on that one, red team was not ready to really defend that fight or really set up for that fight.
Right. Well, here's a dunk. Oh, the ult gets canceled. Yeah, and Jarvan turns out to be the one that got caught out there.
Yeah, here's the problem. Even if Xerath was alone, Jarvan is 1-8 right now, or 1-7 at the time. He has Duskblade, and that's it. That's just not enough damage, as he's behind in levels, I believe. Yeah, he's level 10 right now. He just doesn't have the damage to just solo someone out like that. And I know you committed to that build path, and Draven doesn't get red buff? Did he just not?
Yeah, it's like he overcatted just a tad.
That's actually a big deal. That was much more important than getting Krugs. So yeah, we're just seeing misplays a little bit, and yeah, Jarvan's just too far behind. Yeah, continue to build damage, I guess, if you've committed to that. But you need to find. You're not engaging the fight to just zero someone out right at the start. You're finding the fight, and when the Xerath barely gets away with no health.
And Jarvan's stuck in here.
Yeah, trying to look for the steal. Unable to get that.
Blue's been doing a really good job maintaining their vision line deep into red.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Arcane right.
Oh! The arcane comment. Oh, too funny. Too funny. Xerath got a little extra ult there with that arcane comment. Oh, did they find the pick? Oh, the stun hits.
Yes, they did. Oh, Brazilian ult has saved him for now.
For now.
Flash gets him out.
Well, Lee Sin finds it though.
Just jumps right in.
A lot of damage. Lots of damage.
So this is one of those games though. Lee Sin is a real one of those games that's real fun to play if you're when you're making those plays. And he's having himself a ball right now. Eeny insect, right, buddy?
Yeah.
You know I love your insects.
So yeah, looks like blue team's just pushing it kind of for the win. I think they could finish it here. Even I don't think Mundo will come up in time. They have no inhibitors up anymore. And Baron buff.
And they have the Baron buff. This is gonna be tough to stop. Especially if you have Xerath.
Oh my god, that Xerath ult.
Long range execute by Urgot. The fear beyond death.
The 1v1 with the jungler versus the AD carry, that's never a good sign. And blue team is hitting the Nexus, ready to finish it off with Ziggs trying to put some damage down.
Well, good call on that. Blue team took advantage of everything. They took advantage of every strength that they had.
Yeah, I forgot that red team just lacked initiation. You know, you depend on Jarvan for that, but Jarvan's not really initiating to pick a fight. Jarvan's initiating to kill someone because he went full AD. And unless Mundo gets a teleport flank, he has to walk through everyone. And
Right.
that just doesn't work, even with like a Zillion boost, because he can still get CC'd and he has to take so much damage. It's just really not a good way to initiate from the red team. And that was the thing that I missed looking at their team comp, and I think that was super detrimental with them starting to lose after the mid game kind of started and laning phase was over.
Right. I think we could, if we had looked at the builds to start, we would have noticed if we could would have said the Duskblade build. Um, he can't be the only initiator. Then, like, he needs another factor coming in with him.
Yeah, especially I don't remember how the early game went for Jarvan. I know he was behind Lee Sin when it came to jungle pathing because of all the craziness of level 1, but he finished 1-9-4, so I'm guessing he didn't have an early lead, and you need an early lead with Jarvan or any assassin jungler to just build full damage.
So, who are you giving your MVP to this?
Oh, I actually not sure. I think like everyone kind of just did well. Um, I'm not sure who was the most contributing member. Just looking at KDA, I mean, like Lee Sin and Xerath look like they did a ton of stuff. Ton.
I'm going Lee Sin because his early gang pressure was pretty hard.
Yeah, actually,
He was in the right place at the right time a lot early. Got bot lane ahead, and that ended up rippling to mid lane, and then led to that early collapse bot lane. I think what he was doing early had a huge ripple effect to affect the rest of the map.
sure. Yeah, I can agree with that one. All right, cool.
Good game all around.
Good
Real
game.
fun start with that huge fight to begin with.
Yes,
Good
totally
game, guys.
worth it.
A lot of fun.
All right, to the next one. Let's see.